What's the outdated technology that you're still defiantly clinging to? My MP3. No need for Wi-Fi, no ads, and no using up storage on my also pretty outdated phone with already limited storage. Also great battery life. I'm still hanging on to my iPod Classic. Its charge isn't really holding as well as it once did, but on long car trips or just sometimes at night, when I want to listen to music, it's just perfect. Apparently, according to all the phone manufacturers, headphone jacks. The good thing about headphone jacks is that all headphones fit into them. I can't tell you how many times I would be out on vacation at an airport, only to realize I forgot my headphones. I could run into any crappy store and buy $5 headphones to get me through. Having both Android and Apple devices, those headphones could be used again and again. Now, I have the new iPhone, which means not only can I not just run into a store to buy crappy headphones, the headphones I have for my iPhone will never work on any of my Android devices. This is a trend I absolutely hate. My old Nintendo DS, that thing and the games on it have some damn good memories attached to them. DVDs. Our internet sucks, so sometimes it is just best to watch a DVD. Amazon has everything super cheap, and you can watch what you want. I'm actually pleasantly surprised to see Blu-ray lasting this long. I guess there is a certain assurance that goes with having a physical copy that streaming cannot fulfill. A mantle clock made in the 1770s. It's all original, in pristine condition, and keeps accurate time. I wind it once per week, no electricity required. Old, as in handmade, clocks are wonderful items that never truly will get out of fashion. I got gifted a few during my life, from a small pocket watch to a cabinet clock, and I love each of them immensely. On the other hand, I'm Swiss, so some genetics may play a role. MP3 player. People get weirdly indignant about my refusal to use my phone as an MP3 player, like I'm personally offending them or something. I don't want all my music on my phone. I have a shitload of music, and it wouldn't even all fit on my phone. Even if it did, I don't want to strap my phone, that I use for absolutely everything, to my body, and go for a sweaty gross jog on the side of a mountain with it, constantly pressing buttons, pulling it all over the place, etc. An old camera, the non-digital one, in which photos had to be developed. It's a treasured possession, as it was a gift from my now dead grandfather to me when I was younger. You're the best, Gramps. I still have checks. I don't use them regularly, but they are good for keeping records of paying someone, and they're free. Also, my old apartment complex would charge for paying online convenience fees, so I would walk into the office and hand them a check. Same with any bill that wants to charge fees for paying online or over the phone. Boom, checkbook. I love having a checkbook just in case. Got a parking ticket recently, and it was a $7 convenience fee to pay it online. You know, I wrote them a check and mailed it in because I know it's only more convenient for them. Growing my own food. Sure, I know I can get a bag of potatoes for a few bucks, bags of carrots for $1, etc. But there is nothing like fresh garden strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, tomatoes. Still warm on the vine until the moment before you pop that black Cherokee cherry tomato in your mouth. The flavor is unbeatable. And it's just fun being outside in the dirt, digging up spuds. Last week I had a wild rabbit sit on my boot eating my clover that I plant for them, while I picked raspberries from the patch next to it. I mean, you can't buy that connection to nature anywhere. I still use my hand for fapping. None of these fancy newfangled gadgets and or high keys for me. You whippersnappers with your Reformatic 2000s and your pocket jerk 900s. I use the hand God gave me when I fapped a high-speed internet real-time streaming 4K HD porn. Have you tried a fleshlight before? It does feel quite a bit better, but that's mostly negated by the shame involved with cleaning it up afterwards. Gamma Boy Advanced SP. I need to find the charger. The manual transmission. There's something magical about driving a manual transmission car on a twisty road. Auto transmission is still definitely the minority in England, by a long way. The only people I know who chose drive autos are old people. My English grandmother worked for a company that modified cars for disabled veterans. The first thing they would always do was switch it to an automatic transmission. It wasn't the standard, but if you're missing one or more limbs it's much easier to deal with. The first time a salesman tried to sell her a car with an automatic transmission, she gave him a confused look and in a very proper accent said, "An automatic transmission? I thought those were only for crippled people." Eyeglasses, because I'm not willing to slice/laser frick my eyeballs. Same. I actually like my glasses, and glasses in general, aesthetically. I prefer the way I look with them, and before I got them as a kid I was always jealous of the kids with glasses. Not sure why, I just dig them. Also, contacts are fucking terrible. I don't care what anyone says, I can feel them on my fucking eyeball, and it makes me want to scratch my cornea out. I still read paper books. Neil Gaiman once said, "I do not believe that all books will or should migrate onto screens." As Douglas Adams once pointed out to me, more than 20 years before the Kindle showed up, a physical book is like a shark. Sharks are old. There were sharks in the ocean before the dinosaurs. And the reason there are still sharks around is that sharks are better at being sharks than anything else is. Physical books are tough, hard to destroy, bath resistant, solar operated, feel good in your hand. They are good at being books, and there will always be a place for them. Cash. I know it's not outdated in the US, but there's a few places I've been to in London that are card only. Bear in mind contactless is pretty standard here. Something about it being physical, anonymous and ability to use between friends and family more easily probably doesn't help. That I work in a book is so it's almost all cash all the time. Wheel style push mower. Doesn't need gas, oil or winterizing. And since it's quiet I can mow at 10 PM when it's cool outside without waking the neighbors. Edit. I have a Mascot Silent Cut 18. I like that the cutter bar is solid cast iron. I got it used on Craigslist for $15. Been working great as far as I can tell, but it's my first, so I'm still figuring things out. My neighbor's why is our neighbor walking around his yard singing at 10 o'clock. You know he's got the headlamp strap on and is generally regarded as that neighbor. Sending out postcards when I'm on vacation. I always loved receiving them too, and nowadays it seems like a novelty because most people just post to social media. I have a 2009 laptop I completely wiped and still use it to play Sims 3. My daughter is currently playing Sims 2. I had to make the computer revert back to Windows XP while running the game, but she loves it. Your daughter is lucky, because if you're ever in the Sims sub you'll see that tons of people loved Sims 2 the most. I'm one of those people. My SNES still plugged in and ready to tear up Super Mario RPG. One of the most influential games on my life. Love that game. Same. And also my Northeasts, N64, GameCube, PS2, Atari 2600, Wii and Wii U. I'm not stopping using old Reddit until they literally force me into the Reddit. The new version isn't quite as unusable as it seemed at first, but honestly, the older system is just so much more functional. I've never used the new Reddit, and don't ever plan to. A notepad and pen/pencil. No fancy recording tech. Man, me too. Plus, writing something down just commits it to my memory so much better than typing does. Headphones with cords. My ex got me $300 wireless Sony headphones that I adored. Then I picked up a pair of studio monitor headphones at half the price, and god do they sound better lol. To be fair, those are two different markets, or at least that's how I perceive it. Bluetooth is for convenience and portability, so that I can easily listen on the go. Studio monitors are for when I'm sitting at home and I want an extra enjoyable listening experience. Sailing vessels. I just really like getting somewhere really slow at a very high cost. You should look into British cars. My classic car. I have a 1967 Corvair. Manual transmission. Dual carb. The thing is a tank. If something breaks it's easy and cheap to fix, and I get like 30 miles per gallon on the highway. Have you found a safe speed yet? Lol. Yep. I driven it on an autocross track doing 75 miles per gallon plus, and on a highway doing 80. Felt very safe, and I use it as my daily driver when it's nice out. Nader was right about some things, but wrong about the Corva. It won't roll, but you could lose control if you weren't used to driving a rear-engine car. After 65 Chevy switched suspension systems to that of the Corvette of the time, and that made things more stable. One of the best autocross makers of the time used the Corva as his platform, and those cars did very well and didn't roll even at race car speeds. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.